Howdy, y'all. So all of the week one work has been graded. There is feedback for everybody on everything. Now, I want to clarify a couple things and then show you the APA stuff that I caught the most, got repeated a couple of times. So first of all, with the threaded discussions, and this is me blatantly role modeling that indeed we're all still works in progress. I always try and add something, do something, change something up, whether it's in my practice or it's in the course shell, based upon feedback from students from the previous term. And what I normally do is the first 2 weeks, specifically all the way up if necessary, of class, I would actually fill out one of the threaded discussion board rubrics. And last term in particular, it seemed like several people, it was glitchy with Blackboard and they kept saying, I can't access it. Can you email it to me? Which was more work and it took more time for people to get. So what I tried this time is I hard-coded, I built in a copy of the threaded discussion rubric actually into the grade center. So in the grade center, when you go in to check my grades, you can actually see, it's truncated because it wouldn't let me put all the content in there, but you'll see the rubric. And I did complete the rubric. Now, most people have feedback under each single criterion. So make sure you click in to read feedback. If you're a student who's had me before, I didn't fill all of that out for all of you because some of you have gotten the same feedback from me several times and you just got a singular bit of text to read at the bottom. But most people have individual feedback on every single individual criterion. Wow, could I say that word one more time? Individual. So please read the feedback. A couple of people I specifically asked you, after you read this, email me just to make sure we're clear on stuff. It's week one. I do understand. But I definitely want to make sure that everybody really gets the criterion so that you use it. It's not about making you conform. That's not what it's about. It's about ensuring you're using all of the tools that we know are best practices to really open up your learning experience and empower you to get the most out of everything that is here for you. Okay? Again, I'm being totally genuine. It's not about this. It's about really having all the tools and using them. Okay? So that's why I'm hardcore about this stuff. Now, everything else, there's feedback on. If you have any questions, I'm an email away. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm really trying to get you all your feedback by Tuesday. Power's been out here off and on with all the construction going on around me, which is why if you hear dogs barking and you hear noise, I apologize. It is what it is. So I actually today have had to be working outside using my neighbor's Wi-Fi. Thank heavens I have nice neighbors, which is why this hat is for your protection. This is really scary today. So, APA, what were the biggest issues that I saw? And again, I'm not going to ding you if you don't do the citations for your work, but when you do, it allows me to give feedback now so that you don't get a really unpleasant surprise when you do your writing at the end of the class for the signature assignment. When you do a video, and notice I'm using a Google Doc. I do a lot of Google Docs. I encourage you to use Google Docs for shared documents with peers and all kinds of stuff. Again, trying to really use the tools that are being used out in real learning environments in the real world. Dewey. So when you cite a video, as much as is humanly possible, you want to ensure that you're crediting the right author. If it's a YouTube, you have to be careful. You have to check who actually posted it. not necessarily the person who is speaking. If, let's say, Edutopia is the one in the corner that is the author, the poster of the video, even if it's, let's say, a video of George Smith speaking, you have to cite Edutopia as the author. Now, that wasn't such an issue this time with most of what people posted because a lot of you used my video, which was correct. Last name, it helps if you click on the doc. Last name, first comma, first initial, period. Now, if there are two initials, you must have a space in between. So if I used my middle name, if I posted as Kimberly Ann Green, it would not be K.A. There would be a space. Please remember that. That trips up a lot of people. But I didn't do that. So it's just K Green. And then the year, I believe that was 2012 I did the update. All right, period afterwards. Always a period after the date as well. The period says, okay, that thing is over. We're moving on to something new. Okay? All the information that APA asks, it may feel like just a bunch of random rules, but there really is some thought behind everything that's asked of us. Okay, now, here's where several people made mistakes. Then the title of the video. Watch how I type it. The History of Curriculum, Part 1. Wait a minute. That's not how it's typed on the title in YouTube. Why not? Guys, titles of books, titles of videos, titles of articles, there are very specific rules for capping. You don't just write it the way it's presented. Only journals, only a journal, not the journal article, the journal, the academic journal. Only an academic journal is actually capped, written out the way it is presented formally. Only journals. Regular titles, book titles, video titles, the article itself titles, website titles. Those, here are the rules. Only the first word, any proper noun, and the first word of a subheader. Part 1 would be considered a subheader. Now, one more thing. This is a title that goes in italics. Book titles, video titles. Now, newspaper articles, magazine articles, journal articles, those don't get italicized. Then the bigger publishing entity. Let's say this, just for argument's sake, this is the title of an article published in Newsweek magazine on the Newsweek website, then I would not put my title, I would put Newsweek. That's what would get the italics. But that's not the case here. This is the title of a video. Now, you have to do funky bracket. You could do video. That does not get italicized. Video, or you could do YouTube, because that's become such a thing. You can do either one. Video file. Period. Got it? Notice that is not in italics. Only the title is in italics. Now, retrieved from, and then my URL. Double spaced, and I know you can't double space in Blackboard, no drama there. Double spaced, second line is always indented. So just for argument's sake, youtube.com/blah, blah, 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 blah. All right? Double spaced. How do I double space? Go to format. Don't, please, I'm begging you, Don't try and manually do a double spacing because it'll get you in trouble somewhere down the line. You'll move something around, get yourself in trouble. Format, line spacing, double. All right, and then 5-space indent. Booyah. No period at the end of a URL. That's how we cite a video. Okay? So please know that. You may be citing videos somewhere else later. Okay? And with that said, I am so excited to have our first meeting. It'll be tomorrow night. Today is Wednesday, May 11th. So tomorrow night, Thursday, May 12th, our first meeting for those who are coming. And then, of course, again on Sunday for the second group. If you signed up for one group, but you need to switch to the other, it's fine. It's fine. No drama. Don't worry. Just fix it on the website. No worries. Remember, no telephones. All right? Make sure everything else is closed. Close your email in the background. Don't let your family be downloading some BitTorrent files. You need all of the bandwidth you can get. Now, if things go kablooey, I'll turn the phone line on, and then we'll have to do a Band-Aid for the group work because you can't do group work in Adobe Connect with the phone line on. I didn't design it. It is a Wednesday. Go click on the other link for a smile. See you online.